And we're the Shake Up.
We're from Sydney. So, the Shake Up's been around for about 3 years. We've travelled around Australia quite a few times, doing our own sort of headline tours. We recorded an album about 2 years ago. We've steadily released some singles, which we've sort of toured and done some clips for, and released to radio. And we've finally got around to touring the album itself. So we've booked a 20-date tour, 18 dates in Australia and 2 in New Zealand. We just played Auckland last night at Cassette 9 and had a ball with Mason Clinic and Strange Beast. And then we're off to Wellington tonight. We're playing with Tusi, with Slur Tones, The Dims and Fire Danger. And yeah, it's great to bust out of Australia for the first time. It felt like next logical progression to come over here, and yeah, we're really glad we came.
Yeah, I guess being a Sydney band, you definitely, I guess one of the reasons we call ourselves the Shake Up is we kind of are, in a sense, a shake up in the Sydney scene. We're definitely, there's not a lot of bands doing kind of, I guess the sound, the kind of music we're doing now is, you could say, is old school punk, the Roots, you know, the Clash, you know, Buzzcock and Jam and stuff. We definitely stand out in Sydney. In ways it's a strength, in some ways it's a weakness. We definitely get a greater response, and the people who like us really do get into us. But I guess at the same time, getting into certain street press and the kind of the local radio there, you sort of have to knock on the door a few more times to get in. But it's definitely, I prefer, it's kind of good being something different in a town that could be considered more dance music. But at the same time, things are changing, and in a way, it's great to be able to play venues where there's DJs in between, you know, and playing the kind of stuff that we like. You know, we're a band that people can dance to and sort of, you know, meet other people with, and you know, in between, you know, have DJs playing stuff like the Stones and, you know, Iggy Pop and stuff like that works, and that's the kind of thing we integrate into our shows now. Like either we take a DJ, like if you swing over to the left there, you'll find our DJ that we've taken on our New Zealand tour. That's Irby. I do a lot of DJing now as well. So sometimes, like when we played Wollongong the other night, like as soon as like the last riff was hit, I like step over and press play on a CD player, and off goes a track. So, you know, we like to keep and that's tight. So I guess we've learnt from the Sydney scene like that. You know,
you got to treat your own act almost like it's mini indie night, so people aren't sort of stuck dead in the water when the bands are over. You got to try and take control of it a little bit, kind of curate your own night, so to speak, and
keep the sound guy away from enforcing his music taste, because it's generally going to be either Alice in Chains or Limp Bizkit.
Not to generalise.
Yeah, nothing wrong with Alice in Chains.
So yeah, just sort of thinking about how we try to maybe sell ourselves, for lack of a better term, as a band. You know, it could be through our releases, or it could be through our live act. And I think we've kind of gone from like branding our tours as like, this is our something single release tour or something EP release tour, whatever, to more to sort of like trying to pitch the kind of night that we hope to sort of put on. And like this particular tour is a 3-minute DJ tour. I'm just trying to spell out, okay, here's the band, this is the kind of night you're going to have, and it just so happens to be our album release. So I think we're trying to draw the punters in with the kind of night we're trying to promise, and then if they like what they see, hopefully they can walk away with an album or a single, or it's kind of like the ultimate business card, so to speak. You know, like, you like this, well, there's a bit of legacy.
But yeah, making clear that the tour is 3 men playing a show, like a gig, and then there's a DJ in between the bands. There's no,
New metal has passed.
Yes.
In most places we know anyway. But yeah, I think sort of seeing. I guess more or less like treating the release itself as just like a t-shirt or like a piece of merchandise, you know. But I guess we want to. I guess we have to sort of, especially when we're going to tour, like make sure that it's the actual night, like the format of the night, that's the selling point. We're not just touring. Oh well, our album's out, I guess we're going to play some shows. Like I want to hope it's strong enough as it is, regardless of what our reason for touring is.
We like going out, you know, like as well. Like, I mean, that's a great thing about touring. You know, you get to sample the nightlife of different cities. You know, Auckland is great. You know, like Cassette 9's got such a good group of people, and DJs till dawn. So this is kind of what we enjoy as well. So it's good to sort of put on a night which is us playing and having that as the kind of night that we enjoy going out to see as well. You know. And playing with other bands. You know, the bands we played last night were really cool, and like very different to us, but complement the night and stuff. And
it's been a long time since we've played a show where it was last band's over, get out everyone. Like it's been a long time since we've done that kind of gig, which
that
is
was
strictly
that was the
band.
Sydney scene. That was the Sydney scene about 5 years ago. It was just like bands until like maybe 11:45, and then like a 15-minute grace period, and then get the fuck out. Like it's like it's like
chairs up on tables.
Quite unceremoniously removed from
and it's
the
like now it's just if there's no reason to stick around after the band, it's like, well, what are you doing? Like there's still so much of the night to be had,
Yeah, I think people are wary too if that's going to happen as well.
And that's affected our choice of venues. Whenever we're kind of scouting a region we haven't played before or have played before, and we're like, okay, what kind of nights are available? What sort of infrastructure's there? Because we certainly it's got to the point now. If we can't sort of have a kick on or facilitate some kind of kick on at the venue, it's not worth our time. We don't want people to be kicked out and to be going off to some other part of town once
we're trying to get our gear out. I want to get our drink on.
But I think, I guess, in a nutshell, we're trying to put on the kind of night that we want to go to. So, trying to have our cake and eat it, bake the cake, and eat it. So.
Yeah, so 2011 is going to look like it's going to be a really big year for the Shake Up. This first album, it's a long gestation period. It's been like about just over 2 years since we recorded the record. Being, these days the state of the music industry, you're not going to get signed, unless I don't know. Who knows how that works? We don't know how that works, but we've definitely learned how to book our own shows, how to book our studio time, record a record and make all the artwork and get it released independently, start our own record label and that. So that takes a while, but now we've learned all that. I think 2011 is going to be about taking all we've learned and releasing a lot of material throughout the year, hopefully culminating with an album in the second half of the year, hopefully coming back to New Zealand again. We've already met a lot of people that are going to help us to make a better tour next time. And we're looking at actually recording over here in New Zealand. We just checked out a studio that Neil Finn owns and runs that looks like it'll be definitely beneficial to the next record we're doing, which again is a lot more fleshed out. I kind of wrote all the songs to the first record myself, but this new record's about the whole band, and Tim's had integral in like developing like the core of the song, but then we've then fleshed out fully. So it's a much more developed sound for the band, and it's going to be really good to start recording all that stuff and getting it out there.
After it feels like a long time we've been playing this set of songs that are the album, and like by necessity we have to keep playing until we're done promoting the album itself, and we kind of feel we've given it a good run. But I think we're all kind of looking forward to looking ahead for the first time in a while. So and then we're building our own studio in Sydney, and we'll be using that for all the pre-production and really sort of furthering the sound, from something that's like a kind of a relatively nuanced sort of garage kind of thing to something where every song has kind of got its own kind of vibe completely. We can take the time to really kind of develop that. So we won't get comparisons to Jet and UMI. In Australia, like, oh, come on. A rock band in Australia, there's a little more than that. But, so I get, even reading that sort of stuff, it's like, okay, well, let's make something that definitely doesn't get compared to those two things. Nothing wrong with those bands, but that's not where we're coming from. So, thanks for watching, assuming you've watched all the way through. With the Shake Up, we're from Sydney. We'll definitely be back in New Zealand in 2011. And in the interim, check out theshakeup.com for more raunchy clips and exciting updates. And goodbye.
Bye.